Hey there, welcome to Sports Map. I'm AJ Hoffman, host of The Blitz on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. That's Joel Blank, host of The Press Box on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Joel, Jalen Rose says your boy Rafael Stone has already done a better job at GM than Daryl Morey. Do you agree with what his thoughts are?
I mean, quick answer, AJ, is no. And I think simply just because of the body of work. I mean, you're talking about a guy in his first ever job in basketball operations, and he's only been on the job for a month or so, as opposed to Daryl Morey, who, whether you compliment every move he's made or not, over a 7 or 8 year span, he had the Rockets at a championship level for a majority of that with a winning record and continually brought in top-notch talent, whether it all worked out in the end or not. But when you got Dwight Howard and Chris Paul, found a home for Chris Paul to get Russell Westbrook and done those kind of things, I don't think it's a fair comparison, but I don't think there's any way in hell I would say that Rafael Stone has already done a better job than Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey was long considered a very good GM, and then he got Harden in the OKC trade. That's what really sort of turned him into the genius level guy. Since that time, has he done anything? Has he had an offseason where you go, man, that's a real slam dunk offseason since the Harden offseason?
Yeah, I really can't think of any, because I think when you start thinking about it, once you get the major pieces in place, it's all about the supporting cast. And more times than not, it's been square pegs in round holes. When you think that the team needs shooters, but Michael Carter-Williams and James Ennis are the answer, it doesn't seem like that pans out as the right way moves for a general manager. And to get compliments for saying you found a home for Chris Paul when no one else could. However, you mortgaged the future by giving up multiple first-round picks and multiple pick swaps, which limits the franchise going forward. And now you're not having to worry about that because you're no longer with the franchise. But I would say, and maybe you have a different opinion, I don't know that he's made any huge move where I can say after the Harden trade it's been fantastic, but he's been able to survive and keep the Rockets on a viable track with subtle moves. They've just cost the Rockets going forward into the future.
I'll say credit where it's due. He's done a really good job this offseason, albeit in Philly. Which,
yes, I agree.
I got to follow up on that, but before we do, tell the people about Fitz Roofing, Joel.
Yeah, AJ, Fitz Roofing, loyal and dedicated to ESPN and Sports Map, but also dedicated to the people of Houston, Texas. If you need anything done with your roof for your business or your home, they're the place to call because they are the best in the business. They have the best warranties, the best product, and they do the best job. But on top of that, you get a free no-obligation inspection just by calling them. 832-521-3001. They come to you and they tell you what they can do, and it's at no charge at all. Check them out today. It's Fitz Roofing, making a difference one home at a time.
What do you think of what Stone has done this season here? Would you, at least what's happened so far, would you categorize this as a successful offseason?
See, I really wouldn't, and I know a lot of people would. I'll give him credit for Boogie Cousins because he really didn't cost you anything, and if it pans out and he comes close to anywhere near the player he was in the past, it's a great move for a Rockets team that desperately needed a big man but didn't have the money and the assets to go get him. On the flip side, because I think Christian Wood, a guy you had once before and cut, was a guy when the initial talks came out at $9 million a year because of inflation, the way the market looked, that would have been a fair price. At $13.5 million and $41 million over the next 3 years, I think they grossly overpaid. I think giving up a starter in Robert Covington hurt them too. And when everybody says, but they got draft picks back, those draft picks are so highly protected based on the trades that were agreed to. By the time you actually get the pick, it's either going to be a very, very low first round, or in the case of two of those picks, it could actually be 2 second rounds. I don't think that there's anything that's knocked my socks off. I think that he's tried to make chicken salad out of chicken bleep simply because of everything they sell the bill of goods to the fans and the media is we're chasing the championship. Every move they made is we're really concerned about the bottom line. So I don't think that's a win. I think it's a difficult proposition, but I haven't seen anything that's really impressed me.
Well, given what's happened this offseason, the moves, the things that have happened, do you think the Rockets going into next season are better than they were coming out of last season?
Absolutely not. Not even close. And I think that, when you talk about the Wall-Westbrook trade, the money is almost dollar for dollar. But the fact that, again, the pick that you got back is not going to be one that you're going to see till at least 2023, and with the protections, probably longer than that. And when you just compare the two players, everybody can crap on Westbrook all they want. He was third-team All-NBA and was averaging 27, 8, and 7, while basically basically playing a role he was very unfamiliar with and playing second fiddle to James Harden by not having the ball in his hands as a point guard, as opposed to John Wall, who hasn't played since 2018. And even when he did, his stats weren't even close to that of James Harden. So you have durability and health issues with Wall coming off 2 major surgeries. And statistically, I don't think he can match what Russ has been able to do in his career, let alone for the Rockets. And because of the other moves that have happened this offseason, I think that they've lost more than they've gained, and that's where I don't think that they're a better team.